So today is March 9th, and yesterday they already recorded the video how they placed the big cockroach next to the dressing. It was this small container, and I had filled only 1/4 of that container. I just prepared a little bit of dressing for the salad that I made for my hubby. So in that I used, from this container, if I'm using 1/4 of the dressing, then how much oil I'm going to put, like olive oil in it, right? Just a little bit. And olive oil is needed, right? Because there are two type of vitamins, fat soluble and water soluble. So it's not like I cannot totally skip the oil. So these people have always, ever since my targeting started, they've always made issues about oil. So first they used to have sirens, ambulance sirens, fire truck sirens, or they used to have revving of the engine at that particular time whenever I put oil. Doesn't matter, even in my regular cooking. Then they used to pull my eardrums on the only right side. Anything on the right side means don't do that. Or they used to give me electric shock, and they have already damaged the right side of my eardrums because I sometimes feel the pain when they aren't doing anything in a particular motion. I do feel pain. So yeah, they have already damaged that. And then yesterday I gave that dressing to my hubby, and then when he came from work in the evening, when I emptied the lunch bag, when I took out that dressing and I placed it, I made many videos on these cockroaches. He's the ex-FBI agent Gerald Sosby who places all these cockroaches, because these people, they are Satanists, so they are into witchcraft. And he also shows all these cockroaches even on his website, because everything he shows on his website is about my targeting. So here is my sink, and I've got two drying mats on the left side and one drying rack on the right side of the sink. So just few days ago, they already placed a cockroach to make issue about the lid that I was talking about, that there was a little bit fungus in the lid, and I washed it, but they are like, no, you wash it properly. I don't know what they wanted me to wash it for, like 10 hours. I'm not sure. They're like, oh no, you wash it again. Whatever they wanted to make, or they just wanted to make issues. There was some, because first they gave electric shock while I was washing, then I placed the lid there, and then they want to make again the issue. So when I went to because I was uploading the videos entire evening, and when I went to wash my hands to probably do the dinner thing, and so here I'm washing my hands, but I can see the two mats, right? Exactly the cockroach, and always on the left side there is small cockroach like this size, but whenever they place the cockroach on the floor or on the right side of the sink, whenever they want to make issues, and it's always like issues about oil, it's butter, something, that crap, they place always this big cockroach. So since it was on the left side, again that small cockroach came, and guess what, I've already like killed 1 to 2 cockroaches, but it's always that one cockroach that will come at a particular time. It will go to that particular, from all the 10-15 utensils that are drying, it will go to that particular utensil where they had already made issue. Like I said, they gave electric shock while I was watching that particular lid. Sure enough, they placed the cockroach, came there, and then cockroach just left. So I had to wash those mats. And then yesterday again, when I just placed that container of the dressing right next to the sink. Okay, so sink is here, I place it right next to the sink, and the two mats that were here, the cockroach came, not to make any issues for any of the vessels there, but again to make issues about the dressing. But I thought usually, what they do, they let me wash, and then when I dry, that's when they put the cockroach. So yesterday again, they contaminated my washed utensils and the drying mat. Who? Ex-FBI agent Gerald Sosby, and of course all the Jehovah's Witness and all these military people who are into witchcraft. And then they I had to again today, I had to rewash it. So every 2-3 days they just want to make issue about it. Okay, so yeah, and then they provoke also. Sometimes they do so much that they provoke me. that sometimes I do even more to just to show that no, that is wrong what you're doing. Then yesterday, I've been cooking these green peas for past 12 years now. I never had problem with the peas not cooking in the pressure cooker. Within 3 whistles, okay, it will usually cook. In fact, it will cook so much that the peas will actually start splitting. It will cook that good. Yesterday, just before I started to cook, my mother-in-law, she asked, have you already pressure cooked the peas? I'm like, no, because see, this I've been following her recipe, and I don't know if she doesn't remember or something, because she is now forgetting a lot of stuff. So it was her recipe. She has taught me. So for past 12 years, I've been following her recipe, and she has never taught me to first do the peas first and then do the tempering later and all the spices and all that later. No, she has never taught me that way. She used to place everything in one pressure cooker. She used to do everything inside, spices, every single thing in the cooker. Right now, she yesterday told me that, have you pressure cooked the peas? And I said, no, I haven't pressure cooked it. I'll do everything all together, And so I think these people wanted to make issue about that why you'd be, see, anybody says something, these people want to make issue. That's it. She said it that you have to pressure cook the peas. So they immediately want to make issue about that particular thing. So because I just added some spices and little bit of onions, and that's it, spices, and I guess what, I cooked for 45 minutes, because first time I did 3 whistles, okay, and I opened the pressure cooker, it didn't cook, and then I couldn't believe it. And see, I've already experienced a witchcraft before, because I brought the drumsticks. And in drumsticks, it's a sealed bag and it's uncooked, that is available in stores. Now, when I opened my freezer drawer, I put it in the freezer, those frozen, uncooked, raw drumsticks. Now, when I opened the drawer and I pulled out a sealed bag, guess what I found? It was cooked drumsticks inside a sealed bag. And I'm like, how is that possible? Because if it is coming from a manufacturing plant that is having a machine to cut all these drumsticks, so if they are cutting the drumsticks and then it is going in packaging, like people are not doing it, the machine is doing it, right? And then also it's getting packaged at the same time, because it is coming from all these processing plant. So processing plant just thinks to cook a batch of drumstick and then just place it in the sealed bag, that is so stupid. So it's obviously it's witchcraft. And see, these people can do, when they do witchcraft, they can do all of this. See, they have placed stones in my food. Where is that stones coming from? That I used to get, literally, when I was talking with my mother about stones, literally I wasn't eating anything, I was just sitting on the sofa, I was talking to her about all these witchcraft and targeting and all. Immediately, just to show that, oh, there was a stone, we did place it, immediately the stone appeared in my mouth. It was a very small stone. It appeared and actually disappeared also before I could take it out. And it was very small stone they placed it, but I could feel it. And so we know that if via witchcraft, if they can have the insect come at a particular time to tell me about a particular thing for the programming and torture purpose, because the archons and Lucifer need energy from the star seeds, okay, because they have to do something to star seeds. And because the anger, anxiety, sexual violation, humiliation, all this guilt, everything releases thick energy that these archons and Lucifer, all the entities that Dr. Stephen Greer said that they are summoning, he calls aliens. There are no aliens. So jinn, demons, all that they are summoning via witchcraft. And David Icke that says about archons. Tanut Sudan talks about energy harvesting. They show the same in the movie Matrix. They even Montauk.net guy also talks about the same thing. Even a European starseed girl whom Linda had interviewed, even she said the same thing, that the source, I mean the star seed has this source energy, and so these people need to continuously leech, and it comes from humiliation and anger and all these things. The same way they humiliated Myron May, right? They used to humiliate Myron May by saying, oh, you woke up in the middle of the night, you went to the bathroom, and then you did not even wash your hands, you went to sleep. Look how disgusting your hands are. You know, so many people in the world probably is doing that. I see with my own eyes when I go to all these ladies' restroom, you know. In the broad daylight, they are doing it out in a restaurant, not in their home. They are doing it out in a restaurant, in a theater, wherever the restrooms are that I go to. I see all kind of weird things. But anyways, so let's come back to what they did. So it was very, within 3 whistles, you know, I always had this cooked peas, but for 6 whistles and for 45 minutes that I cooked, yes, it was cooked, but not to the point that it would split up, or, you know, it's that fine cook. And so, because these people already wanted to make issue, they had already prepared their mind, so they can change everything inside the cooker as well, right? Sure enough, they did something where they changed inside, with their witchcraft. They can do anything. Like I said, if they can place a cooked drumstick inside a sealed manufactured bag and place it in my freezer, it just appears. If the insect just appears and disappears, if the stones can appear and disappear in my mouth, okay, it's not a hard thing to understand that why witchcraft, when you're doing black magic, it is magic. And so now they want to make now they want to make me feel guilty about that. Okay, so then they started giving me shooting needle pain here. Since yesterday night they have started. And not to forget, President Thomas Jefferson, Benjamin Franklin, they were the, they used to have orgies, they used to have prostitute parties, they used to do animal sacrifice, child sacrifice, human sacrifice. All these Illuminati and Freemasons, they do child sacrifice, human sacrifice. Then even Kanye West said that his mother was sacrificed. Bill Cosby's son was sacrificed. They all say it, right? Google YouTube, Revelations of Jesus Christ YouTube. Even he exposes all the evils. Well, in the Bohemian Grove, all these presidents, they meet up and they do child sacrifice. They drink blood of the child. They do all this, child torture, adrenochrome. Look up at all of this, right? They do all this. And they show even in their movies, watch Knock at the Cabin, they tell you that, yeah, they are the suicide cult. So yeah, they do suicide, they do sacrifice, they do all of that. Watch Devil in Ohio, they show that, the girls are chosen for the sacrifice for the Lucifer. And yesterday they gave me these 3 right here in the let me see if I can, right there. You see those 3 marks, like right, I don't know how to even show this. It's like right, it's right there, okay? Where? Right there, yeah, right there. Okay, those 2 red marks that you see right there, yeah, those 2 red marks. And there was a one smaller one somewhere. Oh no, right here, there's another mark right here. You see that cut? 1, there's 2 and 3. 1, that's 1, that's 2 and 3. All these cuts, so you see where it is going exactly below the middle finger, and it's of the left hand. So yesterday when I made a video of the cockroach thing, and I uploaded about the ex-FBI agent Gerald Sosby, and then I forwarded to my mother, to show all this targeting and torture from witchcraft. I guess that's when they probably wanted to tell me F you, right? So this is what they did, F you. That's it. So now to humiliate me for 12 years, imagine I've been cooking this, and I've never had this kind of weird issue where, even with the 6 pressure cooker whistle, this piece wouldn't cook. And I just had made, probably just 2 weeks ago, I had made this. And see, back then my in-laws were not here, they were in India. They just came day before yesterday. So they always, anybody says one sentence, that's it. Oh, she said that you cooked you didn't cook the peas, you haven't cooked it in the pressure cooker, I'm like, no, because that's not what you have taught me. For past 12 years I've not been cooking like that. You just do everything, all the spices together, and just place it, and it always cooks. It is so bizarre that for 6 whistles for 45 minutes I cooked. Usually it's done in like 15-20 minutes, in the pressure cooker. So it's obvious that for 12 years. And then once, what these people did was, it was a green mung split lentils, and it was initial target. I'm talking about this back in 2014-15, when all these lot of weird insect activity was going on in my house. For same thing, as Dr. Richard Boylan says, same thing, super interrogation of star seeds. Oh, you didn't do this. Oh, you did that. Oh, you didn't do this. You did that. That's it. That was the same thing going on. But there they were using more cuts on my hands and a lot of weird insect activities, from spiders to centipedes to millipedes to cockroaches, all kind of insects they used to use, and on weird places that I never found in my house before. So yeah, if they can make these insects appear, so yeah, they that when I started to notice that in my lentils I used to get this big stones. Usually I've never got stones. And so once what happened was, I took out a container that had less than half of that green split mung beans, and I just wanted to see if there are more stones in there. And so as I kept looking, literally I took out 20 to 30 stones, this small size, 20 to 30. And guess what? I had already used more than half of that container, and there was not a single stone. Probably I might have had like one stone here and there. But then just and I had brought a bag. It's usually 4-pound bag that is available in our stores, and I had just put it. And to have all these export quality food that we get here in US, Indian food, you can never find 20-30 stones. It's just bizarre. It's not normal. It has to come from witchcraft. So as I kept picking and I kept looking, 20 to 30 stones. And entire for past 12 years that I've cooked, I brought the same bag from the same store for past 12 years. But only when I went to look for it, I found 20-30. Or else I've been cooking, it is this big size stones. You cannot miss it. Neither in your mouth, nor when you're looking. It's these big size stones were there. It was my initial targeting. It had the heavy gang stalking had started. All these and Jehovah's Witnesses had come to my house, and they took my handwritten name and they left. And I had a lot of break-ins in my house too. So I know that they probably used my I was told by one spiritual cleanser that they took your underwear and they did something with a pig. I don't know, pig, frog, whatever they used in their witchcraft. And that is how I started to get all these weird cuts on my body, all the rape dreams and all weird dreams that they started giving me. Very, very and that is what Dr. Stephen Greer talks about. They do physical, mental torture, sexual violation, all these they do for 15 years. And then those targets are called graduates for their UFO abductions, because they are used for their UFO abductions, that we gonna do UFO abductions, so either it could be that, or of course in midst of all this, even their experimentation was going on. Because yesterday I came across his article where I saw that Washington DC has come up with all these illegal experimentations via implants and directed energy weapons. And see, they're not gonna say witchcraft. They will never say witchcraft. It's only when you start watching Billy Crone pastor's video when he was involved in witchcraft and he's part of Illuminati. He goes on making videos after videos, but he never replies to my email because he knows if he replies to my email, all these people will get exposed, because a lot of it, my targeting is from witchcraft, most of it. So yeah, they started to give me all these shooting needle pains to make issue about all this, okay? But in reality, it was them who messed up my peace. Just the way they messed up my drying mats, they contaminated my vessels just to make issue about little bit of oil that I had placed in my dressing, So they placed a small cockroach on the washed drying mat and on the drying rack, and then I had to quickly pick up all the rest of the utensils that were on the side, because I know because these cockroaches, they just appear at a particular place. They don't come like crawling from anywhere, It's at that particular time, at that particular vessel where they want to make issues. So like I said, on the previous day, the big cockroach came when I placed the container on that island. So I say this is like the island, and so I placed the container on this side of the island, and the cockroach was right at the floor, right at that center point of the island. So island is like this. I placed the container in the center, and the cockroach was right at the bottom, right there. So obviously it's Gerald Sosby, ex-FBI agent, who wanted to make issue. Then he wanted to make issue about the same container that I placed from the lunch bag. I placed it on the near the kitchen sink to wash it, and that's when they again had that small cockroach on the left side. On the left side, it's always small cockroach. On the right side or on the floor, it's a big cockroach. Okay. So yeah, nothing is random. And they do all this targeting. The devil continuously attacks me because, of course, energy harvesting is one thing. Then also they are doing all these experimentations, as Washington DC says that they do all these experimentations with directed energy weapons, brain-computer interface, Neuralink, or whatever. Elon Musk is, I'm sure, involved somehow, somewhere. DARPA, DOD, all these people, they are involved. Then in the midst, they also do all these sex programming and slave programming, and all that BS is obey stuff is going on, because they even then say sometimes through their movies and all that, you are the pure blood, and you are from Jesus Christ bloodline, and you are like this, and all that BS. So somehow Lucifer cannot touch me directly, Lucifer cannot kill me directly, so they do all this humiliation with me, not only for super interrogation purpose, as Dr. Richard Boylan says, that Delta Force is there, military at Area 51, to do all these super interrogation. And even Dr. Steven Greer's that article that I read said these people work in bunkers, and from bunkers they're gonna do whatever they're doing with me right now in their new world order. They're gonna do it on the people to keep them in line. They're gonna do this on people. These people not even realizing when I'm telling them what's going on. And of course, Almas Jacob, when he says that, all these technologies coming, they're taking body over, they having complete control of the body. This is what they want in future. I'm like, no, not future. It is happening with me right now. But if he was really a follower of Jesus Christ, or if he was a good man, a good person, he would have taken up my targeting. He would have exposed it on his website where people see, because nobody's coming in on my channel to see any of this targeting, because like Almas Jacob says, many times his videos are shadow banned. So it's possible that I am exposing a lot of all these Thomas Jefferson and Bill Gates, not Bill Gates, but President Bush, who did 9/11, Dr. Thomas Horn exposed him. Revelations of Jesus Christ exposed him. Illuminati themselves exposed themselves, by saying that, Bush, 9/11 was done by Bush. And then, not only that, all the presidents, all the 44 presidents who are Freemasons, they are all into animal and human sacrifice. And a child sacrifice. They do all this, for their Lucifer, and they want to bring Lucifer's Asia. There is no aliens. The alien agenda is Luciferian agenda. They want to have Lucifer and their fallen angels, demons who have given all these technologies to the CIA military. So they want their reign here, because that was the pact made with these aliens, that you let us reign here, we will need all these souls. So CIA and all these Freemasonic Illuminati people probably agreed that, yeah, we'll give you so and so souls to harvest the energy. We'll give you so and so souls for the sacrifice, so that you can take as many souls with you in hell. Okay. So that is all the suicide cult. Watch Knock at the Cabin. They tell you they are the suicide cult. Watch movie Nope, NOPE, and they show you that they're going to get rid of Jesus Christ when he comes, and that is the actual real alien invasion that they are planning for in reality. And so devil is right now trying, because I'm such a pure soul, the devil is continuously planning to put me down by doing this BS. And I understand his plan, his witchcraft, his black magic, because something that is not normal for past 12 years, and then suddenly it happens out of nowhere, and it doesn't make sense. That is the interdimensional entities acting up. Some might want to call them aliens, So yeah. So it's nothing but witchcraft. As Billy Crown Pastor said, there are 300 witches in one military base. Obviously, what they are doing is, make sure the peas don't cook, or just switch out the peas, or now place a bag in the refrigerator with or in the freezer with cooked drumstick. And by the way, I never ever place cooked drumsticks ever in the freezer, because I only take out the amount that I need, I cook it, and it's done. The rest remains in the freezer bag as is, uncooked. So to have a cooked drumstick in a sealed manufacturer's bag, it wasn't a Ziploc bag or anything. No, it was the manufacturer's printed bag. It wasn't our bag from Walmart or whatever. No. So that's not possible. Or having those 20-30 stones, only when I'm trying to look for it, that's when I'm finding these big stones, 20-30 stones. Or else for past 12 years that I've cooked, I've never found those kind of stones ever. You see, even the eyelash, like I told you how many times, like, people used to remove 10 to 12 eyelashes. Either it will be in my eyes or on my cheek, or it will just show up in my hands even while I take shower, whatever. Even today, yesterday, all these, they're still doing it with the eyelash thing. So if they're removing 10 eyelash per day, and if I'm collecting, I've already collected in the Ziploc bag, small Ziploc bag, for past 30 days. So say there are 300 eyelashes. Okay. And if I go to doctor to show my eyes and eyelids and the eyelashes, all that, and he says that there is not a single eyelash that's missing, your eyelashes, the lines of the eyelashes, it looks full, then tell me where those 300 eyelashes came from. You see? So if they can change all that, why can't they change the peas yesterday? Why can't they mess up something with the pressure cooker, where I cooked for 45 minutes and yet they were not cooked that much where it would split? For past 12 years, within 3 whistles, it gets split. And that too, it cooks within 15-20 minutes. In fact, my mother-in-law, when she was at her motel, there she used to cook only within 1 whistle. It was done. 1 whistle. Who are these people fooling? And then they give me shooting needle pains here from yesterday night till now to make me feel guilty, when in reality they are the ones who did it. It's the same thing. See, I'll give you another similar example. Initially, when my targeting started, these people started telling me I'm a sexual predator and I'm a pedophile. So what they used to do, they will give me a thought, an induced thought in my head. It was absolutely something sexual. Then they will have helicopters either pass over my house, or say even if I'm traveling, say I'm on a highway, I'm going to a different state. While I'm traveling, say my father-in-law is sitting behind me. Okay, so you see there are two people in front, two are back. I'm driving, and so my father-in-law is this side. So if I want to change lane, and if I look on the blind view, I always look behind before I change the lane. I don't rely on the side mirrors. I always look behind. So if I look there, and just at the look, I can see his face from my peripheral eyes, right? From the peripheral eyesight. So while my eye is on the window to look for the cars, but just that peripheral look, and these people immediately plant a sexual thought, and then just within 2 minutes or 5 minutes, from say there are 4 lanes here, okay, I'm driving in the 3rd lane. From the right, I'm driving in the 3rd lane, for example. There will be a helicopter hovering just there in my lane, just hovering. Or when I think we were going to a museum. There they had, in a museum they had how many? 28 to 30 cop cars just surrounding it. And guess what? The museum was even closed. There was nobody there. Okay? You see how they do, and they used to play this kind of tactics a lot, and all I knew is these were not my thoughts. That's all I knew, but I had no clue when my initial gang stalking and all this targeting started. So when I watched, after this went on for almost 2 years, and they would do some kind of street theater immediately. Say even if I go upstairs to take something from the refrigerator, we have a mini refrigerator upstairs, and my father-in-law and mother-in-law, they were not staying with us, but they were visiting back then. So if they visited us, and say if I went upstairs to take something out from the refrigerator, and if my father-in-law is there upstairs, like in his room, okay, I have nothing to do with that, then they will immediately have somebody call him, like his friend who is owning a motel will call him and said that, oh, some black lady said that I have sexually molested her. Okay, these kind of street theater to synchronize so to make issue that why you went upstairs alone. And now they just give me twitch here on the left side of the leg to even say, they are confirming in real time that yes, we did all that. They are confirming that yeah, just because you went upstairs alone to grab something from the refrigerator, and because your father-in-law was alone, so we made this little street theater where we falsely accused one of the motel owner, Indian motel owner, that he sexually molested this black lady. So basically, this is how they try to mentally torture me. And wherever I used to go to, any parking lots in the store, anywhere, there used to be cop car, always. This is not normal. No matter where I went, there used to be cop car. That's not normal. Because even now I'm going, but all these gangs talking, they do it. Just 3 days ago when I brought that muffin, they wanted to make issue about that muffin. So they had a cop car right there. And it's so weird that it's such a narrow lane. The cop car is parked here, but he wants to go and talk to the other car which is red color. Okay, it's always red or maroon color, because they want to make issue. No, you don't buy this. Okay, they wanted to make issue. They always want to make issue about something or the other. So yeah, that's all. Then when I went to get the money out, they always had a cop car, in the regular place where I never see. It's my regular drive, for the grocery shopping. I go to at a particular time, or I go to bank, or I go to for filling up gas. So just those running those errands. So when you don't see it for years and years, and then suddenly you start to see cop cars everywhere, it's just not normal. Obviously they are being told by these cabal to do this. So if they can give induced thoughts, say via witchcraft, or say physical implants that they probably have in my brains, but then how did it stop? It was like a flip of a switch was flipped. It stopped. Why? Because I watched Dr. Eric Karlstrom's video, and he said that these people have ability to induce thoughts, and that is when everything was so crystal clear. I'm like, these people are inducing thoughts to humiliate me, to torture me so much. I could not sleep. They were used to give me rape in my dreams. They used to give me all these BS, and I had no clue that these people are the pedophiles. They are the sexual, they are having orgies, parties, prostitutes. Thomas Jefferson, Benjamin Franklin, all these Illuminati, Freemasonic people. They are the pedophiles. I had no clue. In fact, I didn't even know what the word pedophile meant. I did not know the word witchcraft or black magic. I'd never heard in my life. All these things, I came to know all the evil things when I started to listen to people like Dr. Eric Karlstrom, Dr. Stephen Greer, or David Icke, Almas Jacob, Revelations of Jesus Christ YouTuber, Pastor Billy Crone. All these evil things, I learned a lot after watching so many of all these videos. AOC Network, CERN Agenda, Portals, Demons, all these. Dr. Thomas Horn's book, Zeitgeist Tour 25. So yeah, who are these people fooling? Then they try to feel me guilty about this piece, when in reality they did witchcraft. They did something. It's obvious. What is not normal for past 12 years, and something is happening, it's the witchcraft.